Is she in love? You mean, Argenta? I mean, she's in love with the Emperor. Also violence. She loves violence, too. She's like, man, I cannot get me enough violence. Love some good violence. Loading, loading. Pet the cat. This guy is still standing here, pretending to be working. The small nook in the stone is empty, apart from dust and a few scraps of paper. There's evidence that the cache once had a small door covering it and a locking mechanism.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
What's this? Warehouse. Didn't get my cup of violence this morning. Worst thing ever. Argenta, maybe. Dude, she has this one voice line she does sometimes where she's like, I had a dream last night. I was in a field with the Emperor, and there was children nearby who I had just helped, and was listening to the sounds of their laughter. And surrounding the field were heretics, crucified on crosses, all burning and screaming. What a lovely dream. And I'm just like, whoa, wait, what was that last part?
My warp sight reveals something.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
I feel like a fight's about to break out. I see a lot of barrels. Are y'all explosive barrels?
I'm restless.
Poison.
This is unacceptable.
I really don't want to walk forward and be between all these barrels and then get attacked.
As
I
the
feel like
Emperor commands,
that's going
I
to
act.
be a thing.
I will not. I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Oh wow, that one way back there too.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Alright, that's most of it. Quick save.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
Lots of cargo. Is that it? Am I gonna get attacked on the way
A
out?
tantalizing anomaly.
This place is just asking for a big fight. These games need auto loot system. Look, they give you infinite inventory space in this game. I think that's kind enough.
Patience.
You can literally just grab
My nerves
everything
are
like a
frayed.
goblin. And it's totally fine. Hey Bucky, yours too. What is the best infinite gathering tools? The best glyph is the volatile glyph. So any tools that you can get the volatile glyph on. It's like volatile gathering tools has it, of course, but there's other tools that you could buy that come with a box of choose your own glyph. Any of them that come with that box, if you pick the volatile glyph, you'll be getting the most money. There are some small advantages, like the Consortium one harvests a little faster than other gathering tools that are kind of cool. But in terms of income, it's anything with volatile.
Curiosity
Sure.
sings in my veins.
What is this? Before you is a compartment of a massive void ship adapted into a living space. From inside the building, the clinking of glasses and numerous voices can be heard. Oh, is this the bar? Someone said earlier I missed a companion at the bar. Maybe that's there. Is that a voice line of a good guy? I'm so good. What do you mean?
Oh, one step at a time, amidst the madness.
Tech use 100. Onto the floor, you can see the remains of the void ship's life support system. It seems that whatever dismantled the vessel decided to just leave it in place.
They will see. Oh, yes, indeed. They all will see.
Operation successful.
Yoink. Medicaid 100.
Unexpected results.
Stuck to the plates are lumps of sawdust, toxic waste that is sometimes passed off as ordinary nutritious starch. I am reminded of playing Frostpunk. You can have 6 companions at the same time. Yeah, I've got more on the ship. You can have 6 with you at a time. Wait, I'm sorry. Did that guy just shoot himself in the head? By the throne, that's him, isn't it? The poor sap who got his tongue cut out by the anvers. That's the one. I think he was from the Casbalica. Well, his troubles are over now. Man, I just killed the anvers. If he'd waited 2 seconds, I could have told him. Awareness.
I've read about
The upholstery
this.
on the dirty sofa moves slightly. A soft hissing can be distinctly heard from the depths of the furniture. Is it a cat or a snake?
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue.
The woman looks to be in her 40s, and she is surveying you with interest. Her right eye appears almost black against her dusky skin, while her left eye emits a greenish light, filtered through the smudged lens of a prosthesis. Her arms are tattooed all the way from the base of her shoulders to her knuckles. Looking for something specific. You're buying? Maybe selling? Don't be shy, just ask. Old Ryza knows all kinds of folks. My boys will fetch you anything your heart desires. Who are these boys you work with? Who are the boys? Ryza lowers her booming, raspy voice. You've heard about how the clipper St. Cognatius got hit recently. The cargo was cleaned out, everything of value taken. That was my boys. An ill-considered confession. Confession? What are you on about? Old Ryza just likes to embellish when she wants to make an impression. The nonsense she spouts in the presence of important people. We call ourselves the Fellowship of the Void, an association of enterprising, like-minded people who help the upstanding citizens of the Imperium rid themselves of the possessions that are weighing them down. You notice Abelard's face twist in disgust. It would seem he has a very strong opinion on the individuals to whom Ryza refers to as Fellowship of the Void. Pirates, in other words. Ryza plasters a shocked expression on her face. Please, no need to be so crude. Your esteemed self, no doubt, is aware that Hieronymus preaches that asceticism is a virtue, and that only by rejecting material wealth can we ascend in faith. Well, I couldn't agree more. We are merely helping the servants of the Imperium to be a little more like Hieronymus, and taking a small commission for our trouble. Let's see what you have to offer. Let's see. So the way that this works in this game is interesting. If you've got enough profit factor, you can literally just take everything it says you can buy. If you don't, you either need more profit factor, which is that, or you need more reputation, which means basically selling / giving them things. So I can just go yoink, 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 and just take all of this. It costs me nothing. Staff of Endless Flame. I haven't seen a fire staff. Tactical backpack. Monfilament grenade, pirate chainmail. Alright, we're level 4 now. Search medium armors. Fire blessed carapace. Where's the pirate chainmail I just got? There it is. Okay.
There will be no peace in my way.
Wait. What was that? Oh.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
I love that loot shows up on the map like that.
What lies beyond?
There's a little locked item against the wall. Gordai Skatov. The flabby man in worn clothes is sighing sadly over a glass of murky booze. Only when he looks up at you do you notice his eyes, large, piercing, and full of sorrow, or stark contrast to his unkempt appearance. Could it be that someone actually wishes to keep me company? Allow me to introduce myself. Gordai Skatov, architectural historian. You look deeply despondent over something. What happened? He sighs heavily. Here I go again, pouring my heart out to have you disappear in 10 minutes just like everyone else before you. But alright. Here's the story of Gordai Skatov, the unluckiest historian in the Imperium. I was born 2 sectors away from here. My family... Yeah, I gotta go. No, just kidding. My family was quite influential, which allowed me to dedicate myself to my great passion, the history of Imperium architecture. I spent a number of years studying even scholarly work there was to find on this art, and then, once I had inherited my family's fortune, I traveled and documented the development of architectural thought on the different worlds. Until one day, oh, that accursed and blessed day, until one day I came into possession of something quite special. Gordai pulls what looks like a book or album with a homemade leather cover out of his bag. Both the pages and the binding look well worn. Here it is, my undoing. This is an authentic booklet titled Dwayne's Design, one of thousands that were printed centuries ago in the times of Footfall's construction. What a curious read. Please tell us more. As Cassia takes a shy step forward, Gordai smiles and shows her some of the faded pages. She loves books. Footfall's founder, Lord Parsimus, was obsessed with his creation's grand future. This booklet describes in detail what Footfall was meant to become upon its completion. Dozens of asteroids turned into glorious palaces and temples, massive bridges spanning the void itself, and the marvelous flying buttresses. The archivolts of the exterior arches, the elegant arrangement of balusters. And the interior. Proliferous 10 stories tall and more than a kilometer long. Cyclopean light tubes that catch the light of Furibundus and use it to brighten the halls of the hearts of the asteroids. Stained glass windows and mosaics, bas-reliefs, and statues. Engrossed in his own description, Gordai stands up and starts tracing the outlines of arches and galleries with his hand. Keep listening. Emerging from his reverie, he catches himself, blushes slightly, and loudly flops back into his seat. I apologize. I got carried away. But you must understand how deep an impression this booklet left on me when my young self picked it up. I simply couldn't think about anything other than Footfall. I was ready to give my life just to see this incredible station. And of course, no matter how hard my friends and loved ones tried to dissuade me, I still gathered all my savings and set out on a journey. It is no easy feat to cross 2 sectors, especially for a common citizen, albeit one who has some resources at his disposal. I had to change one ship after another, at times being forced to stay on transfer worlds and waiting for a vessel headed in the right direction, or for warp disturbances to subside. The voyage took me a total of 107 years, in real space-time of course. For me it was much less than that, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 or 35. And then after all those years, having spent all of my savings, I reached my dream. And what did I see? A dump in place of the exquisite portico. Metal anthills clinging to the columns. The marble tiles pilfered by paupers to use as cladding for their hovels. He hangs his head. It's been a dozen years since I came here and I still haven't recovered from the shock. I've suspected that not everything from the booklet would exist in reality, but I never expected to see Footfall in such a sorry state. It's like stumbling upon the horrible, decomposing corpse of your beautiful beloved. Oh my god. This actually reminds me of, isn't there a thing where it's like Japanese people, when they go to France, for the first time, sometimes they like go into shock because like they read that France is like this beautiful city of love, but it's like it's not great right now. Like I've heard about that a bunch. They have like a similar experience. Paris syndrome, yeah. Argenta's gaze darkens. The warp, like a shameless thief, is guilty of stealing the short span allotted to his servants. But what sense is there in spending half your life on such an enterprise, only to then lose your spirit and waste the remaining half on nothing at all? Your perseverance, Master Skatov, should have been applied elsewhere. However, the fact that you succumbed to indolence after your journey is far more deserving of reproach than your questionable choice of life goals. So then ink and paper too can lie and cause pain. Cassius sighs sadly. Does this mean that all I have ever read about will one day disappoint me with the ugliness of reality? I like how not one person gave him like a pat on the back. They're all like, yeah, you suck, you suck, you suck. But you're an architectural historian. Is what happened to Footfall not part of its history? He strokes his goatee in thought. Yes, Footfall's current appearance, slums fused together with the remains of majestic palaces, is a unique phenomenon. It would be curious to observe if other places had taken after it, thereby solidifying it as a new style of architecture, or if it still remains a local oddity. My word, you certainly know how to provide an unexpected perspective on things. Be that as it may, I just wanted to say thank you for hearing me out. Over the dozen years I've spent on Footfall, not one person has hung around long enough to listen to my story to the end. It's such a delight to have shared everything that's been weighing on my mind. I'm poor as a church mouse, but I still have something to offer you as a token of my appreciation. After studying the booklet thoroughly, I discovered something interesting. A ciphered message scattered throughout its pages. Taking the form of a riddle, it describes certain places of interest in Footfall. I believe it is the work of the booklet's creators. What if these riddles lead to something? A wondrous discovery? I'll gladly share what I've been able to learn with you. Riddles! A flash of burning, almost childish curiosity brightens Cassia's austere countenance. Have you not tried to make this wondrous discovery for yourself? I have, of course, but I'm an old man who is blind in one eye and can barely move his legs. I never found anything, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to find. Tell me about the places these riddles lead to. The first location from the riddles isn't far from here. It's a bridge that was supposed to go through the center of the district and into the void toward the neighboring asteroid. Only a couple of spans were built, and even those lie in ruins. Still, if the cache survived after all those years, it's there somewhere. The second location is the Lantern of the Great Cathedral. A lantern is a small tower on top of a dome. You've seen Footfall's atrium, haven't you? The whole atrium is just the nave of the former little cathedral. The Liege's entire so-called palace would have fit inside what was meant to be naught but a single room. The Great Cathedral, had it been built, would have been even bigger, but alas, its construction was just getting underway when Dwayne died and the work stopped. The lantern from its dome, however, had already been built and survived. It was brought inside the atrium and dubbed the Chapel of St. Drusus the Warrior. Look, how do I find the Leviathan in Guild Wars 2? There's an event that happens in Seitung that spawns the Leviathan, but it has a cooldown. It's not always available, like if someone's done it in the last hour or so. And that's all I know. I wish you luck in your search. I will take my leave. Good luck to you. Click save, because that was a lot of talking.
Patience?
Patience!
My nerves are frayed.
Leftovers of pitiful food are stuck to the sides of the plates. Carouse 98%.
Experience?
The decanter used to
Nothing
contain a
matters
cheap amasec, which for the sake of attractiveness has obviously been enriched with a deodorizing agent.
One step at a time amidst the madness.
Wasn't there someone else here I was supposed to meet? Logic. The menu system of the Adeptus Amazicus looks eerily similar to the design of the internal scan of the fuel compartment. Someone has inserted new data into the void ship's cogitator left over from ancient times.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Thought that was... Maybe I have to do something else for the person to be here? I remember someone telling me, go to the bar and find
There will be no
the lady.
peace in my wake.
But I do not see her. Wait, Octaviana? Who are you? The burly woman with a wealth of fiery hair is in the process of tinkering with some unknown device that is clinking melodiously. She has a rough-looking implant in place of her lower jaw. As you approach, the implant begins to move as if independently of the rest of her face. Welcome to the Adeptus Amesicus, sir. What can Octaviana get for you? Amasec, low, something more interesting? She freezes in place. It can't be. Are you Sister Argenta? The Sister Argenta? The one who has the worst scum on footfall shaking in their boots? The whole station is talking about you, and here you are in the flesh at our humble Amesicus. Argenta stops Octaviana's torrent of adoration with a calm gesture. No more. I seek retribution against transgressors, not glory for myself. Despite her words, you catch a glint in Argenta's eyes. You can tell she's enjoying this enraptured attention. What is this place? Mark, my husband is slightly ahead of you. He says you only find Jay after you've spoken to the governor. She'll be talking to the bartender. The governor. Okay. I know I've talked to the governor at least once. You're in the oldest watering hole in Footfall, sir. The Adeptus Amesicus is the only Adeptus one can find on Footfall. She laughs hoarsely. I'm Octaviana. I serve drinks Lindenir, and if it comes down to it, quite the rowdy ones. She sizes you up carefully. Folks usually come to the Amesicus for either pleasure or business. Might I ask what brought you here? Octavia glances at Heinrichs. Judging by your company, I take it you're here for business rather than pleasure. I am merely tagging along this time around. It's been one thing after another lately. I figured I was due for some me time. Give me a splash of the local hooch, would you? She looks at you closely, then takes a bottle from a shelf and uncorks it. The transparent, pungent-smelling liquid quickly fills the glass that sits between you. Pascal's respirator hisses quietly, and he says in an insinuating tone, the alchemical composition of this substance is known to me, but never before have I come across such an unusual application. An exquisite path of martyrdom in honor of the Omnissiah. Heinrich narrows his eyes. I speak from personal experience, Muck. Don't. Toughness, 90% chance. Drink it. Yes! The liquid burns your tongue, then your throat, and then your stomach. It takes your breath away, but after a few seconds, warmth spreads through your body, and your head feels a little lighter than usual. Octaviana clicks her tongue in approval, gains 62 experience. Heinrichs raises a brow, clearly impressed, but says nothing. That's the second time I've seen a noble drink the octane blend without wincing. But I won't offer you any more. I've got just the thing set aside for such an occasion. She grabs a dusty, unopened bottle from under the bar and a clean glass. The amber liquid splashes against the crystal walls as she adds in a couple of black pebbles. The soft, spicy aroma tickles your nostrils. You said I'm the second person to drink the octane blend without wincing? The first was Caligos Winterscale. That's right, the head of House Winterscale himself used to come here often. Impressive guy. True, whenever he and his officers would come through the door, the locals would find themselves a hole to hide in. Drinks weren't the only thing his lordship liked knocking back. If someone were to so much as look at him funny, he'd paint the walls red. Drink. The Amasec warms your throat pleasantly. You can make out a hint of spice, the flavor of an oak barrel, and a distinct earthy aroma. You feel a little more at peace, and you reach the bottom of the glass sooner than you like. Odd name, the Adeptus Amesicus. Not very reverent. She chuckles. What makes you say that? Do you know where you're standing? On the deck of the Martyr's Endurance, a sacred vessel that once belonged to the Adeptus Administratum. 100 years ago, the bureaucrats sent a mission here to establish a department, set up some kind of record-keeping, overhaul footfall, and make everything here follow a billion laws to the letter. As you can see, it was the Martyr's Endurance and its inhabitants that got overhauled in the end. I don't know what happened to them, but the locals like to come here to make deals and count their money like before in this Temple of the Imperium's accounts. Over there, you can even see the sign has been preserved partially. Great place. The name fits perfectly. You like it. I'm flattered. It's not often we get important visitors here, and even less often they really appreciate the place. How are things on Footfall? Haven't been to our fine station for a while, have you, sir? As per usual, there's never a dull moment. Either someone's getting shot in the square, or some rich guy's going on a safari to hunt commoners in the shadow quarters. Sure, the Liege makes sure that the local shenanigans don't get in the way of business on their station, but what happens on the outskirts adds a little spice to our lives. We make do, but the real trouble is, with every passing day, it gets harder to find grub. I heard that some horrors are happening in the void outside for Abundus, and not all ships are making it here, and the Liege's old patrons don't seem to be in a hurry to help. It's taking a toll on Vladame's authority, and if its authority wobbles too hard, he'll have plenty of people lining up to take his place. I'll be going. Until next time, sir. I don't think I ever even told her I was a rogue trader. Alright, so I might have a conversation with the governor.
In this tapestry of the world,
I am the
rogue thread.
Here I thought Warhammer was too Gordian for waifus, but dang, Octaviana begs to differ. Oh my god. Hang on, I'm turning my fan off. Okay. Let's see. Is the Liege's residence where the governor is? I think that might be where the governor is. Find out. Cat. Loading screens mean cat time. It's like, oh yeah, that's the spot. He really likes the under the chin. Okay.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
I remember coming here once and there was a lady here that was getting chased out. And then I never saw her again. I wonder if that's the person y'all were referring to. Your lordship, the first ships from Janus have already arrived. The station no longer faces famine or the predatory interest of the Korda dynasty. I'm glad I found such a generous and reliable patron. Naturally, your protectorate can count on Footfall offering the special consideration I promised you before. The Liege stares at Heinrich. Slowly, very slowly, Vladame nods him. Von Kalux. Heinrich responds with an equally reserved nod. Good day, Liege. I'm accompanying the rogue trader. Please pay no mind to my presence. Your request is difficult to fathom, and even more so to honor, Master Von Kalux, but I'm glad to hear there aren't other reasons for this visit, unlike your two previous ones. I did what you could not. I found and neutralized the Anver's agitator-in-chief. That is truly an outstanding accomplishment, your lordship. Footfall can now rest easy, at least until the next mad hoodlum makes himself known. A man who introduced himself as a servant of House Korda asked to have a word with me, and then imagine the odds, someone blew his brains out. He doesn't look surprised. Anvers again, I presume. Those anarchical generates, hold on. Anarchical generates don't care whom they shoot, be it my servants, yours, or others in the employ of House Korda. A lot of experience for that. I suspect this agent wished to negotiate a deal that would have you refrain from hindering Insidia Korda's efforts to strangle us with the threat of hunger and demand our obedience. If so, I don't believe I will be mourning the man's passing for very long. I'm beginning to resent how frequently the people I converse with on this station wind up dead. That is indeed lamentable, but those are the times we live in, and this is Footfall. Its denizens don't always look for a reason to spill blood. Let me see your wares. Let's see. Telepath staff. Bladed boots. Whenever the wearer hits an opening with the charge / dance ability, they inflict bleeding on the target. Precise bolter. I wonder if that's a damage upgrade for Argenta. I can't compare it to Argenta from this screen, I don't think. Wait, what? No, I don't want to trade all of it. Yo, what? Hide untradeable.